What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not
Not
presented by our
damn selves.
Hey, we getting it in. Hey, 248.
58.
Why keep saying 48? I'm only proud of you, baby. 258. Thank you. 48
58.
in the rear. Yeah, 48 is in the rear view. 58. Yeah.
50.
58. 258. Yeah. We'll see. Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful moms out there. My mom and my sis right here. Naima. Shout out. Yeah.
Waving.
Mm-hmm.
It's our day, ladies. We deserve all the nice things. We deserve everything. Yes.
Our day.
For the labor pays that we put in. Y'all mamas, you know what I'm talking about. I gave birth on this podcast, basically. So y'all know what I'm talking about.
It was born on the podcast. The classic episode, yeah.
It's a doozy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. Like I said, we talk about it, but
got
seeing stuff like this.
Time with them, yeah, because I popped by the other day.
You did.
And
now I can't find my little thing. Ariana probably took it away. I was going to show you one. Oh, here it is.
Okay.
Ariana
is known to give a gift and then ask for it back. She's definitely.
But
I love you, mommy. Okay, awesome.
On the back, it says, "You're the best mom in the world. Thanks, mommy."
Let me see that. Kid, that's dope. Let me see that. Trying to brand this shit. Awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, when you get little stuff like that from your kids, you're just like, it makes you go. As a who is that? Sally Field. You like me. You really like me. That's how I feel like. Because as a mom, sometimes you feel like, am I doing this right? Like sometimes you second guess yourself. You're like, am I even doing this right? Like I feel like I'm making a mistake on everything. I feel like I should be doing other stuff. But when your kids give you the reassurance, you're like, okay. You can feel the love. You can feel it.
Feel it, yeah.
Yes.
Yes, Marv Alberts.
Yes. I miss his voice so much. It just feels weird without Marv this year.
The playoffs has been damn good too. But we're not gonna start. But we're not gonna start with basketball though, because some of y'all get mad when we go right into basketball. We won't start there, but we will eventually get there. Yeah, some people definitely get mad.
Run it back, yeah.
With basketball, because a lot happened this week. That's why I don't want to start with basketball.
Yeah,
the major stories this week. Which one you want to start with? The black one or the general one?
We can go general because you know how we get with black stuff. Yes.
Let's go right into it then. Roe v. Wade.
And not Dwayne Wade, please. I saw some idiot said.
Not Roe versus Dwayne.
I was like, Lord G. I said, I hope that that's a joke, but I don't think the person was joking. I think they really thought Dwayne Wade had something to do with Roe versus Wade.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I'll pull this story up because I have the original political story, the one that was leaked. I have it. You know me, I bring everything.
It makes me wonder, like, how are these stories leaked?
We don't talk about it.
But how is stuff leaked now? It's like, if they didn't leak who shot JR, then how did this get leaked? I mean, you see what I'm about?
Or the Oscar results are never leaked. It's like, come on.
Right, they protected that.
Yeah. We didn't know a week in advance that Will Smith was winning an Oscar, but we know about this for some reason, though. 2 months in advance. It wasn't supposed to come out for like 2 months. Yeah. Supreme Court has voted. Well, they haven't voted yet. The draft opinion shows, like, that's what people forget. Like, the vote hasn't happened. There's a lot of misinformation out there, but that's what we're here for, to clear up the bullshit. Yeah. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So the Supreme Court has not voted on this yet. This is just like a draft. They saying, okay, it's like with playoff projections. Like, yeah, it's like if the playoffs started today, like this is who would it'd be like that. But that don't mean that's gonna be the final seedings. It's like that, yeah. So that's what
in a rough draft, like if you if you want to go back to like the movie stuff, like if you start a movie, like a movie may start off like something, and then when they go through it, they're like, that doesn't work. So let's change this, change that. And then by the time the final draft of the movie comes out, it wasn't like they changed the whole, whatever with it.
So
this is just the first draft, basically.
First draft by Justice.
Initial draft.
Initial draft. For those that don't know about Roe v. Wade, let's before I break this down, let's see how much you know. Because like I said, there's a lot of information. So let's get a starting point. Like, what do you know about what's going on right now? If this is overturned,
if I know, like, what I know about Roe v. Wade is basically about a woman's right to, like, basically choose to if they choose to, like, have an abortion afterwards at, like, the 6th week, I want to say.
Well, it's a little more. 6 weeks is where the bear. I think is where it's at right now.
Yeah, I think it's 6 weeks. I want to say, but that's like what the base of it is. I know.
If Roe v. Wade is overturned, like, does that mean abortions are illegal?
That doesn't mean that it's illegal, but it means that, from what I gather, it means that it's up to the states. Different states would follow what they are. So, like,
a lot of dummies on the internet.
So, like, Illinois is different than Alabama.
A lot of dumbasses on the internet, but you're not one of them. I'm glad.
I mean, I read for one, so
like,
I like to read.
And all of this is like how it's like, if this is overturned, it's gonna be back to coat hangers. It's like, no, that's not what Roe v. Wade did. Is like make it nationwide, like abortions are legal. Before that, it's like some states you could get one, some you couldn't. So here it is. Like, everybody, if you're in a blue state, it's nothing is gonna change. It's gonna be exactly the same. If you are like New York, California, Illinois is like
Illinois.
The blue state, all the West Coast states are pretty much.
Even though most of Illinois is red, but Chicago makes it blue. It does.
It'll still be very just like it is in Illinois, like all the blue.
Right.
Pull up that map in a little, because I have a map about what's going on.
So, I mean, if you go like obviously at the Bible Belt states, like if you start looking at stuff like that, then it might be a little, it might be a little in the Bible Belt states. So. And
this is the draft. We're not gonna go through these 98 pages of this.
Oh, hell no.
I'm showing you that I have the document. Is what I want.
Right.
I have the full document.
Because we always say law is some boring stuff. I actually like reading like these rules and regulations. I read rules and regulations all day at work, and it's it's a lot. Like reading like 60 pages of like breaking down stuff. It's a lot. It is.
It had the justice. I'll have the four, because the justices' names, like, it's the conservative ones, basically.
Obviously,
like Alito drafted it. Judge Alito, Justice Alito, and then Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. That's
Kavanaugh. Yeah, we know about him.
That voted. Yeah, those are the last that
yeah, we know about Kavanaugh. I remember
Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett are the ones that put in there.
So that's the thing. It's not going to make it be like where you have to get coat hangers or jump downstairs or whatever other dangerous procedures that women did back in the day.
It's just like how it's like weed. Like weed, like
I was just about to say that, like
legalize weed, that would be like the Roe v. Wade of this generation, basically. Which is like they trying to legalize it nationwide. It'd be like the equivalent of that. It's like like weed technically on the national stage is illegal, but like each state is like, hey,
still illegal, but
you can smoke that shit here. We don't care. It's like that.
Like Illinois did it in 2020. Illinois legalized in 2020. Colorado did a while back. They were like the first one.
New Jersey just did. I think in 22. I think like they new to the weed. I think Jersey just legalized it the last election. So like it's like a few weeks old. So like they just like in Jersey. Like California, they did it a while back. It's like, but it's like that. It's like if they legalize it nationwide, it'd be like that's the equivalent. Like then, like all 50 states. Like, but right now it's up to the states. Some states want to legalize it. Some like, nah, we don't want that shit. So like that's what this Roe v. Wade situation is. And there's been a lot of backlash. Like the justices, they want extra security now, like the ones unnamed, because a lot of death threats coming their way. And what tough is though, like how this document got out. Like nobody's talking about that. This is the first time this ever happened, because it's supposed to be like a secret ballot, basically. Like we're not even supposed to know like who voted what. Is like, but the fact that we have like the name,
we have their names
document.
Like, come on now.
Like, these are the justices that voted to overturn it and all of that. Like how that
you can't be, and then because people are public, like they are public servants, public workers, it's like your address is out there because if you're a public figure, your address is out there.
Yeah.
So like people don't.
You
can have a different opinion,
Mm-hmm.
right? People, you can have a different opinion, but don't show up at nobody. Like if you show up at somebody's house, you deserve to get your ass kicked. I'm just saying. Like I'm keeping it real. You don't show up at nobody's house. Come on, you can't do that.
That is an amendment, right there.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
I'm a Second Amendment guy.
Right. I mean, I totally like. They might show up at my house, like you gonna get the smoke if you show up at my house. So you can't do that. You can have a difference of opinion with people, but you know, it's other ways to doing it. Like doing like First Amendment. You can go. You can assemble. Like if you show up outside of like someone's job and you assemble, you have your signs. You can do that. That's totally legal.
Which they did. They went straight to the Supreme Court right after.
That's perfectly legal. That's within your constitutional right. But show up at someone's house, no, you can't do that. You can show up at the Supreme Court and with your picket signs, and you can do that. That's totally legal. You can write a scathing review on the internet if you want to. Everybody has a voice now because on the internet, you can do a blog. You can do a blog.
The First Amendment was for like you can reach a lot more people because of the internet. So you can
you can do all that, and that's totally legal. But don't take matters into your making debts. Like, come on now, because we have a difference of opinion. Like, I think people are just getting too comfortable with thinking that they have no real repercussions of what can happen. Because, well, I could say, yeah, but some stuff you can't do. you can't do it,
but just know that
it's illegal. You just can't do it. You just can't.
Consequences. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. Just know its consequences.
You can't do that. But my opinion about the whole thing is, I think that it's just something that just should be left alone. I think because it's like
it's been around 50 years.
It's been around 50 plus years, right? 73, 72?
So almost 50 years.
73, so almost 50 years. 50 years next year. So 50 years next year. Mm-hmm. So it's been around. And I know like a lot of the religious people start giving flack or whatever, but I'm going to put on my other hat. I'm going to put on my work hat right now. I work for the state. I work for DCFS. So it's like a lot of children go into the system are neglected. I've seen horrible cases of kids being abused and neglected. Horrible cases. And unless, are you going to foster this child? Like a lot of people talk about, well, you know, you're murdering a child. Okay, yes, like me, myself, personally, I wouldn't do one and I've never done one. I can say that fact out. I've known people personally who have. I'm not judging. I don't judge anyone's situation. You do what's best for you. I'm not judging your situation. I wouldn't do it, but you do what's best for you. But with that being said, when people talk about all the, yeah, you're doing this with the child, but all these kids are in foster care. There's so many kids that are getting adopted that just bounce around from home to home to home, don't have no sense of permanency. Mm-hmm. And then once they age out the system, what happens to these kids when they age out? But a lot of good doesn't come out when these kids age out. It just doesn't happen, unfortunately. But, you know, it's a dicey situation. It is. It's a dicey situation.
Yeah.
Like, so to be like somebody has to have a child and saying that it's a religious thing, like I want to leave religion out. Like when people like always go to religion, I get really cringe when people always go to religion because unless you're 100% following the Bible, the Quran, what's the Jewish Torah thing, unless you're 100% following each of these things 100 and you're not contradicting anything that it says in your book, because as humans, most of us contradict something in our holy books. Most of us do because we're not perfect. We're humans. Nobody is perfect. So when you just cherry pick the things that you like out of it and say, hey, you shouldn't do this because that's that, but then you're doing everything else under the sun.
And it's just a big mess. All of this is.
It is. It's just like, just stop.
I'll ask you this. Like I said, you're a mother of two. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, when you first saw your ultrasound, was like, were they people or were they embryos? Like in your mind?
They were little dots. They were this is an embryo. They weren't people per se, but it was like envisioning that, wow, I'm growing this little peanut is going to be a person one day. It was kind of like that. Like this peanut is going to be a person. Because like they show like the little
that's the whole evolution. Thing. Where does life begin? Is it like is it at conception? Is it at 6 weeks? Is it at after
like, but you do
it's a lot, yeah.
Not trying to, scare people, but like when you do go for your first ultrasound, you can see the heartbeat and you can see like the little flare. It looks like, I mean, the baby doesn't like much because it's not even formed. It's like it looks like a little dot in there, and it's like they let you know, like, okay, your baby's the size of an apple today. Your baby's the size of a grapefruit today. Like, it shows you like the progression of how big.
I remember that stage with you.
The little, where it shows you every week what your child is or whatnot. And then around like, around when you finish your first trimester, it starts to look more human, because at first the baby looks like an alien because like they're like a tadpole. They're like, like it looks really weird on the ultrasound. You're like, what? Like, what is that? Like, am I carrying an alien? Like, it looks really weird at first, but it is cool. Like looking at it, progress. But if you're not ready for that, and then let's have the other part of the conversation. A lot of men go in and be like, well, women need to. Like, because I've seen guys like, well, if you didn't want to get pregnant, then don't have sex. And it's like, well, now you're trying to police people's body, because who's actually thinking about having a baby when they're having sex? Like, unless like you're planning to have a baby, what I mean? Unless you're trying to plan to like actually have a family. But who goes in? If you're just trying to hook up, like who's going in? Like, oh, I might get pregnant. Let me plan ahead. Like who actually? I mean, some people do, obviously, but a lot of people don't. And then. Like the thing that I like that I've seen, I've borrowed this, is that if a woman has sex, even if a woman has sex with 50 guys, she can only get pregnant once. A guy could have sex with 50 women and he theoretically could be the next Nick Cannon or future. Theoretically. I mean, just saying. I've known a guy personally who had 3 kids in 1 year. I know someone personally who did that. 3 kids in 1 year.
That as well too.
So, like I said, I've heard ghetto twins. That was my first time hearing ghetto triplets. When I saw that, I was like, oh hell. I was like, oh hell. Like you got 3 in 1 year, like 2 months apart, each of these kids. Like, oh my gosh. Like you out there wilding. But women, we can't do that. Our bodies simply cannot do that. We can only carry 1 baby at one time. You might get a multiple, but that's even rare. And then if you had sex and got pregnant right away, you could have kids that are like 11 months apart, but that's a very rare situation too. That's rare too, but you would have to get pregnant right after, like before your 6th week. So I just think that, I mean, I think that more needs to be done about that, instead of making it be like everything is the woman, like you're this, you're that, you're going to be on your own. And then just to holler at people. Childcare is very expensive, so I'm just gonna put that out there. Childcare is very expensive. Raising a kid is very expensive. So,
should I speak on this? It's our fucking podcast.
It's our fucking podcast.
I'm like,
I'm just speaking of all sides of it.
Yeah, I want the smoke. I'm going there. God damn it. Yeah,
all sides of it. I'm doing.
Here's my take on the whole abortion issue. Like, as a man, do I have a right to tell a woman what she can and can't do with her body? Nah. But also as a man, like, if somebody's having a pro-choice rally outside, like, am I going? Absolutely not either. So both things can be true at the same time, I believe.
Exactly. And that's the problem with people. Everything I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your body,
but like, don't expect me to join your cause at the same time either. Like,
everything is in black and white.
I'm not gonna be out there championing somebody like aborting babies. That's not I'm not part of that movement.
And you've heard my speech on it. Like I said, that I haven't done one, and I don't plan on ever do. I've never done one. I don't plan on doing it. But however, if somebody did do it, I'm not going to judge you and be like, oh well, you're going to hell, and that's a sin. I'm not going to do that to you.
I look at that a little bit differently. Yeah, it's I would never tell anybody to get one, but what if I found out somebody secretly got one and never told me?
Ooh.
Like, as a guy, you have that where it's like,
men do have that. Like I say, it's different for a man with that. It's different. It's definitely different for a man because, like I said, the people that I've known that have had them.
I've known several women that had them.
I've known several that had them.
No women that I impregnated had one. That's what I'm saying. I know women that got pregnant by other guys that had.
Right. like I said, I've known like people that have done them, and from what I gather, it was like a mutual decision between them and the child's father. It was mutually decided that we ain't ready for this. That this ain't it right now. We can't do this. And look, in hindsight, it's like if they would have went through with that unplanned pregnancy, it's like it could have been very disastrous on all sides, just on the male, the female, on this really. It could have been a shit show everywhere around.
I would have never asked anybody to ever get like I would have figured it out if something did happen, even if it was like a random chick that I didn't want to be with at all. That I
you're just a father now.
I'll figure it out. That's
right.
That would have been my take. I would never ask like. And Chris Rock said it best. You can't ask that as a guy. Yeah, I would never even ask that. Yeah, I wouldn't want to ask it. That's not.
And then another one. As the great Tupac Amari Shakur said, a man can't tell a woman when and where to create one. Like, I mean, hey, I have to roll with Pac. You know, you can't tell. I feel that you can't tell somebody that, but
it's a messy situation overall.
It is. I think that just leave it.
One side is like
leave it alone.
My body, my choice, but on the other side is well, doesn't that unborn baby deserve to live? It's like it's all over. It's like
never going to be
it's pros and cons on both sides of this. Like that's why I hate talking about it, but it's a big story. So it's never going
to be a clear cut decision. It's no right answer. It's just not. I'm sorry. This is one of those situations where it's not a right answer. It's just not. Forcing someone to keep a baby that they don't want puts a child in harm's way greatly, that this child can be abused, and even later this child may get killed, because we've seen cases where these children were abused to the point where they were killed by these parents that did not want them. And that is like the most horrible thing, seeing these children be murdered.
Here's the map right here of what is as of 2021. I don't have this, the newest map that I could find. Yeah.
Okay.
If Roe v. Wade was gone, yeah, like this is what the blue ones are, that you can still get abortion. All the red is like either like no abortions or like has restrictions. It's like yeah. And then the ones that don't have color, like they don't have any laws, anything written down as far as like if Roe v. Wade fails. Like so I guess they could put something on the books like right now, but like
right.
Those are the ones that don't have.
Of course, the Bible, it's all in Bible Belt states. Yeah. See that Bible Belt.
Oklahoma, Arkansas, all of those. Yeah. What's crazy, Illinois is completely surrounded by all of that. When you look at that, so all of those states, like if Roe v. Wade fails, will all of them, will women from all those states be coming to Illinois? So Indiana, Michigan, Missouri, Iowa. It's like everyone either would have no abortion or restrictions. I don't have all of the data on these, but like it would either be like, I don't know if they all. I don't know if it would be totally illegal in Wisconsin or if it'd be like heavily restricted. For example, I don't know that. Indiana, I have a feeling it would be illegal. They're like what I know about Indiana. It's like, Wisconsin, it might be like heavy restrictions. Some states would have like in emergencies only, like rape, incest, etc. Like but it might like some states.
Or if you have the ectopic pregnancy, if you have that.
Or if it's like, or if it's like the mother's life is in danger. If it's like if she would die by giving birth, it's like some states would have those exceptions. Like no abortions except in these exceptions. Whereas all the blue states is like no questions asked. Like you do abortion, like you don't have to have any of those restrictions. And then the ones with no color is like it's no actual laws written down. But like we could figure out what's what. Like New York, New Jersey, those are pretty liberal. Hawaii, and then like some of the other states are like pretty conservative. So you could figure out which way they would go, like if Roe v. Wade.
Yeah.
But the vote it's not in yet. They don't vote.
It's not in, and it's not.
With this week is like, who knows? It's like, because right now it's 5-4. Only one justice would have to flip to like, only one of them have to get scared. Like, you know what? Yeah, I'll change my mind. Like one would have to flip. Yeah.
Right.
The 5, I read the 5, lost my map, but like Justice Alito was the one who drafted it, and then you have Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. So that's the 5 right there. One of them would have to flip to get scared, death threat. I don't know, but I could definitely see somebody getting scared because their name is out there on this shit.
Yeah.
So like if one flips, then like none of this, it'll just be what it was the last 50 years.
And just get swept under here.
Like what it was. So like before, But if it does flip, though, I have a feeling we're gonna have the streets are gonna be on fire. The streets are gonna be crazy out there. Yeah,
shit show, dumpster fire, all of that.
I don't know if it's gonna be George Floyd level like summer of 2020, but it's we're gonna see a lot of that if this vote does go through, which I'm not crazy about. I'm not fired up about
just
that.
leave it alone. Mm-hmm. It's been on the books for almost 50 years, and it doesn't seem to be. I mean, our population. I mean, we're still populating. Like like I don't think our population has gone down significantly in the U.S. I don't think it has. A lot of babies are born out of quarantine, so this past couple of years. So
definitely the quarantine babies are.
I don't think, I don't think that we're in danger of us losing our population. I just say it like that. I don't think we are, but that's obvious and Naima's take. Like, mind your business. Do you? My take, do you?
I said, I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your body, but
no judgment, but do you?
Won't see me at a rally either.
And that's fair. That's totally fair.
That's where I'm at on all of this.
That's totally fair.
All right.
Mind your business.
Let's get to the other huge story. Like I said, this was a huge week. Since we're talking about women and women's rights, and let's rest in peace to Mr. Kevin Samuels, who a lot of women did not like.
We talked about last week at the end of the show, ironically.
Kevin Samuels dead at 57. Some say 56, but TMZ is saying 57, so that's what I'm going.
We have to look at his birthday. I think that he just had a birthday. I think that's what's throwing people off. I think he just had his birthday recently, so that's probably what's throwing people off. Yeah. And
these sound suspect as hell. These some details on this.
It sounds like
what happened is it says that he was with some random chick
with a woman he met that night.
And then she said, according to the woman, he starts complaining of chest pains. Like I said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but this shit sounds suspicious as fuck to me. It's something something don't smell right about this Kevin Samuels story.
Well, Dick Wolf is like this.
Oh yeah, because Law and Order
no shade. Dick Wolf is going. Dick Wolf is writing a script right now. You already know.
To not depict any real life individuals like that.
In the headlines. And it's going to be a vlogger, popular vlogger. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm trying. I don't want to remember. I can't.
Represented by two separate entities. Yeah, the police who investigate the crimes and the district attorney's office who prosecute them. These are their stories. Let's go. It's back.
What's going with this? You already know. But it does sound very sus, the story. Especially some people said that on his live, he was before that he was talking to somebody off camera, getting someone together.
That last episode just to see if I noticed anything, to see if he looked sick or anything. I went to his YouTube channel and watched his very last live. That was the day before that. Yeah, I watched it to see does he look sickly or nothing. I couldn't tell. He just looked like how he always looks to me.
And they said he was talking to somebody off camera. They said, I didn't watch the video, but they said that he was talking to somebody off camera.
I watched it all. It was about 2 hours. I watched about 30, 40 minutes of it to see does he look sick to me? I couldn't tell. Yeah.
But here's the thing about it. I'm going to go this way. Why are so many of our Black men dying before 60? That's just my thing. Black men die.
Let's tell a personal story. Our dad died at 57.
At 57.
That's why this jumped out as me. He's the same.
And then our dad had chest pains. He was having chest pains.
Kevin Samuels. That's why it jumped out at me.
Exactly. So I'm like, why are so many Black men not even making it to 60? And then on the surface, they seem like our dad seemed healthy. Our dad, he would be singing Lil Jon, the East Side Boys, and he would be singing Cash Money and doing all that. He was real hip.
That's crazy. Yeah, he was getting right about to get dressed for work when he started. His chest started. That's what our mom told. Yeah, so it was just a normal regular day.
He was getting ready for work.
About to get ready to go to work. He's like, I don't feel right. Then he went to the ER and that was it. Never came out.
Never came home.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it does get to be like that. What is really going on with our men? But with that being said, I said that's a whole another topic for another day. Like we need to delve into lifestyle and health and stress relievers and just all that type of stuff. But
what's up with a lot of these mostly women celebrating this shit is like, I don't know what your timeline how it been looking, but
my timeline, like I said, in the pages I follow, some of them bras are silly as hell. Like in the pages I follow, they were being like, yeah, so when we bring it to the fume, like I'm like, that is not funny. But like for my personal timeline, just from my friends, most of my friends have my same view. Like, okay, like yeah, like I ain't follow him, but you know, and like, yes, like, okay, yeah, he may have been a little rude, a little crass, but no one deserves to mock someone's death. That was like the general consensus is that, yes, okay, he wasn't my cup of tea, but he ain't deserved to die. Like, that's what I basically saw in my timeline. Wasn't my cup of tea, but the man didn't deserve to die. And I can read exactly my quote of what I wrote.
I saw you put something on. There was a lot.
Yeah. If you guys follow my page,
I'll definitely let you read that because it was a lot.
I'm gonna read that. So follow my page. I'll give my info at the end. My Facebook. You can follow my Facebook. I put it as a public, so you know it could be seen or shared or whatever. Here's my thoughts on Kevin Samuels. Disclaimer: my opinion may not necessarily align with yours, so no need to say, "Well, no one cares." If you comment that, apparently you do. So just to get that out the way, because people try to. I can speak my mind. I'm a person. I can speak my mind. Okay. I didn't follow his social media as I am not seeking advice on relationships. Been in mine over 13 years now and married for almost 9. But lots of people follow him. I first got wind of him when he went viral for telling OnlyFans girls that they ain't going to be able to do that forever. After that, he was everywhere, and many men who I call Samuelettes have found their leader. He was someone who wasn't afraid to speak his mind no matter the outcome. I feel that a lot of social media has turned into echo chambers. People seek advice, which in turn is really just strangers agreeing with you so you can feel validated. So when someone's opinion doesn't align and the real truth is given, then it becomes, well, no one asked you. Pay the business that minds you. And I put a rolling eye emoji. I've only seen short clips and read sound bites of things Kevin said. Some of it was very harsh, but that was his shtick. Once he went viral for being brutal with his comments, he definitely leaned heavy into that. It amassed him a huge following in a short amount of time. I figured he was just giving folks who were too timid to say the things he says out loud a voice. With all this being said, some of his tactics were very controversial, but rejoicing in his demise isn't cool. Just my thoughts. And that's how I feel. Like, I think that, you know, he found a niche because he's been doing this for a while. When he went viral, like, hey, you know, people like this asshole shit. Okay, let me lean into it because you going to go with what
started out as a men's channel. Like he was like,
it was, yeah,
because like he dressed nice, he wore a suit and said, hey, like fellas, like put a suit on. Sometimes it's like you get some respect. It started out like you started
get some ass too,
get advice and shit about
like a man, you'll get some ass.
It started out with him giving advice to men about how to like be he started like basically like on some Steve Harvey shit. Like he wore a suit. He spoke to the fella. Hey,
pull up your pants. You know, talk like go into a room and speak correctly. Don't you know.
But then like you said, when he had the viral moments, like with when the women would call his show, and then he said, okay, this video got this many views. Talking to the men got this many. I'm going this way.
I'm gonna go that way because with this algorithm, you're going to go with what, like at one point, what did Kevin Samuels die with? He had 2 million followers or something crazy like that. Like, and he did this like in less than 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was probably doing his channel. Maybe he could have been doing his channel like 5, 6, 10 years, however many.
He was doing it a while, but
he was doing it a while, but it wasn't cracking. It wasn't cracking like that. And then once he broke that code,
I first discovered Kevin Samuels on an episode of the Fresh and Fit podcast. Ironically, that's the first time I
with
saw
the OnlyFans, right?
Yeah,
with the girl that was. That's how I discovered him.
The episode I'm talking about is these two other cats that they kind of like Fresh and Fit, but but somehow are way lamer and shit than them. It's like
Ow.
They called these cats from the Roommates podcast. Like they were guests on Fresh and Fit's podcast, and they also had some OnlyFans girls. And then one of the guys from the roommates was arguing back and forth with the girls, like talking about that, but that's not really a business. And then like Kevin Samuels called in and he basically like, yeah, gave the OG advice. Yeah, like, you can't do that forever, like to the girl. And like, and then when Kevin like chewed him out, basically said like, yeah, your looks ain't gonna last forever.
That's it. That's it.
So the girls, they just got up and walked out of the interview, and like that became viral. That
have an answer. Yeah.
Cats like the incel, especially saw, oh shit, like, yeah, you got these hoes walking out.
I call them Samuelettes. That's what I call them. But
yeah, the roommates episode with a Fresh and Fit podcaster, Kevin Samuels called in and said, hey.
But I would be a client because, and the other thing about like some of the stuff that I did see that Kevin Samuels said, because people only focus on like the harsh shit, but some of the stuff that I did see, I'm like, I agree with, because it's like the old phrase, a broken clock is right twice a day. A broken clock it's going to be right twice a day. Yeah. So it's like the thing about the OnlyFans girls, okay, like, yeah, you a bad bitch now, but you get 45. Are you going to be able to be racking that in? Like the best advice I give, like if you are a lady and you're using your looks and everything, nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. Hey, if people are paying for it, hey, do you, but be investing that money, be building that money up.
That's
so
what
in 10 years,
was saying about,
you let that money build in 10 years, what you can retire.
Yeah, like, because this is not going to last.
You can retire.
And like,
do it like that.
Some of the girls, they seem to like trip over their words, like when he asked, like, and then when he really started digging in, then it was like they just got up and walked out of the interview.
Let's be real. If you spending the money as soon as you get it in and you're not retaining none of it, you don't have a skill set where it's going to be like when you're 50, 60 years old, you're not going to be able to be an OnlyFans person at 50, 60 years old. You're just not.
Most of y'all not going to even last that long, because like he also said on episode 2, it's like, it's like with like you're new now, but like you become old new. It's like,
old, yeah.
Hotter girls that are coming along. So even people that subscribe to you now, like in 2 years, they might be tired
again. They don't like you.
Yeah, I'm gonna see some other girls. I'm sick of looking at this chick.
And then the other thing about that too is, why do you think, going off of this, why do you think that all those, when you look at all those MTV shows and reality shows, when them first came out, all them Jersey Shore people, they were flooding the market. Like I saw one thing where like these people getting paid $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for a club appearance. If you get money like that, you better stack that money. Get that money and stack it.
Flavor of Love girls did that too.
Because in 2 years, 2 to 3 years, nobody's going to care about you.
Yeah, like yeah. You'll see them now because
like occasionally, like one person may break through the mold, but that's one. One may break through.
Shout out.
Yeah, Shay broke through. And then which one called bounced around, and she still was able to keep herself relevant. Like Delicious was still, because she bounced around and did different stuff, because she bounced around with hers.
Still working, yeah.
She bounced around. But the other girls, like, what's Crazy from Flavor of Love doing right now?
Shout out Kelly J. I don't know what she's doing.
What's Boots doing right now? Exactly. Like, what are they doing?
What's the prototype doing right now? Shut up. I love it. Got love for Mariah. That's this right there.
We love you.
Yeah.
But what are these girls, like, what are they doing right now? They not. So it's like, if you were making money, if you were somebody like, yeah, I'll give you 15,000, I'll give you 20,000, stack that money. Because believe you me, in 2-3 years, ain't nobody gonna be calling you for that. And if you were spending money,
it gotta be, like I said, 50 or 60. Is just people just get tired of your ass after a while. It's
right. Like, if you were spending money like it was right now, if you were spending money buying Birkin bags and doing shit like that, you gonna be broke as hell. You are. You're gonna be on Poshmark trying to resell that shit. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be on Poshmark. So stack your bread. If you are using that, stack your bread. Invest that money, build that money up, so then you can retire in 10 years. So then people are laughing like, hey, you was up like you a has-been. It's like, yeah, but I stacked my money while I was earning that money, and now I'm retired.
I'm gonna pull up.
That's how you do it.
The screenshot from
that's the game.
Some Kevin Samuels quotes. I'm gonna pull up right here. Let me get this.
But never forget, I saw another video where Kevin Samuels went in on this guy, because this guy was saying that he was making like minimum wage, and then he was like, you're fat. He was like, so because he was like, how tall are you? What's your weight? Whatever. He was like this. He was like, oh, so you're a fat fuck. And he said this to the man. He called him a fat fuck.
We're going there. We're about to go there, kid.
And then he told him that and then he asked me, he was like, do you have a big dick? And then he was like, what's the point? He said, no, I said, do you have a, he's like, so you don't got no money, you're fat, and you don't have a big dick. He was like, women aren't going to fuck you.
Like,
basically,
you got resources and money or something. Like, you got nothing, bro.
Right, because he went in on him.
Okay.
He went in on him. I was like, oh my gosh, like he chewed that guy out. Like
here's a list of like some of the sides for the women that say he never went after the guys. I got a list like some of the stuff he did say to the guys over the year from this somebody on Facebook posted this. I don't know who this is, but I just found the post here. So beta men with beta traits are not suitable for wives. They can't protect their women.
I agree.
Men are looked upon as unstable. Men that date women with no intention to marry are jokesters. Yeah. Men that are average are only subjected to get average or below average women. A lot of dudes want a dime piece, but like,
want a bad bitch.
Suck, though, so how you gonna get a you suck, yeah, but you want Beyonce, but you suck. Though.
I want an Instagram model. No, you're not gonna get an Instagram model.
You're not pulling no OnlyFans girls. You suck, yeah. Men that don't make enough money to even provide for themselves shouldn't date.
In the words of Cardi B, broke boys different little kitty. I know that's right.
Men that have no leadership skills have no husband qualities. Women aren't the enemy. Socially awkward beta men need to work on their approach on meeting women. Basically, man up is what he's saying. Yeah, stop being a pussy. That's what that one means. It's like, yeah. It's like you just scared to talk to women and shit. That's like
real pickup lines. Someone said to me years ago, maybe like 20 years ago, maybe even longer. I don't even know why I came over. I know you probably already got a man.
And men,
why did you come over then? And I happened to be single at the time. Why did you come over then?
Men that are not in control of their emotions have no ability to be in control of a family, which I agree. Yeah, you're supposed to use this as a man. Yeah, you react emotionally and shit like you get in trouble. But that's just a few of the things that Kevin Samuels has said.
That's a few of the things. So I mean, he came at it on both sides. Like I said, what I can respect about him is that, like I said, he wasn't afraid to speak his mind. He said whatever came out, no filter, it just came right out. And that's a skill set that you get. Like Kevin was 56 or 57, however you look at it. He was in his late 50s when he died. So it's like when you get of a certain age, your filter starts to, like we can say that for our mom. Like our mom just said, our mom says whatever. I'm like, Ma, you can't say that, Ma.
Zero fucks given with a person, that'll be our mom. Zero
no filter.
Person.
He's like, I'm like, Ma, you can't do that, Ma.
Stuff that's that's politically incorrect. She still says it now and shit. Like, stuff that I'm not going to say on this podcast.
I'm not. I'm not.
You can say the shit though.
You can't cancel my mom because she's not on nothing. So you can't cancel her.
You really can't. Yeah, she ain't on social media.
You really can't. She's not on social media.
Don't work enough, so you can't get her fired. And I was like, yes.
Right. You can't.
You really can't cancel her.
You can't cancel her. You really can't cancel her. You can't. But yeah, so I mean, Kevin did, like I said, to be fair, he did, like people were like, oh, well, he just hated women and but I mean, from the looks of it, he Jones on everybody. He did. Like he did.
Yeah, he just zero fucks.
But the stuff with the women became more popular. And then my other thing about that too is no one told these people to call into him. Like you called in like.
Yeah, they would call into the show and then like, and would stay on. That's what's funny. Like, why didn't you hang up?
Yeah. Hey, I'm this and I'm that, and I want to have. Like, well, you won't laugh. I want to have a Morris Chestnut guy, but I have this. I bring this to the table. It's like you're not gonna get Morris Chestnut. You just not. Or I want Beyonce. You ain't gonna get Beyonce. You just not.
How much do you weigh? You'd always go there with the
how much do you weigh?
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm 5'2", like Lloyd. How much do you weigh? Like, yeah, what 175? He's like,
hey, the face that he made, like, and my thing too about like he has some ball. You have to give it to this man. This man has some ball, and I hear motorcycles. It's first warm day, motorcycles be outside. But but I mean, you have to give this man. He has some balls because. One thing you don't ask a woman her weight.
Always good. Nate answered.
You don't ask a woman her weight. Even if a guy, like I said, I've never had weight issues per se or whatever. But even if somebody asked me my weight, I would be like, like why? Like why? Like why? Why you want to know why? I just think it's a little personal, but you know, he wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid to ask it. So, I mean, rest in peace, condolences to his family, and you know, like social media, we gotta do better because from what I read, they said his mom found out he died via social media. That's what I read. I don't know how true that is. I chose
not to really talk about this story and shit.
I don't know how true that is, but they was like his mom found out via social media that her son had died. So it's like we gotta do better with that. Like, I want to break the story. No, his mama might not even know, and she didn't. I said from what I read, because I don't know how true that is, but from what I read,
I believe
it definitely sounds plausible. It definitely sounds plausible.
I believe I was one of, if not the first person in the country to have the Bernie Mac story, to know that I knew he died.
Yeah, you were.
Hours before it went public. And I called my program director. I was on the air that day. I said, what do you want me to do with this? He said, just sit on it, big dog. Yeah, like, we don't know if his family knows or nothing. And that's what I did. Right. Now, when I was confirmed and when I think Stella Foster
you said when Stella released, because she was from Inglewood too. Yeah, because Stella released it.
Posted it. I said, okay. Then I started talking about it on the air. So
now I can do it.
Yeah. Just when I started talking, but I sat on that for about 2 hours.
That's rough though. That's rough to just like, hey, this person died, and then the circumstance in which he did die. I mean, like his mama don't want to read that. Like that was. Like however you felt about him as a person, like I always say, even the most vile person can mean everything to someone else. Like even though you may not fuck with somebody, they may be somebody else's everything. So just be a little bit kinder about your words and just be a little kinder about that. Well, he wasn't. It's like, okay, well, people called into him. Like, I mean, when Don Imus died, we didn't rejoice. We just, okay.
My reaction was like, I had thought he had died years before. That's like because he was older. I was like, yeah, I thought dude died like 2 or 3 years ago. I was legit didn't realize he was still alive.
You did the Vincent Price thing on The Simpsons. I thought he was dead, basically.
I thought he died years.
But that, yeah.
Another one when Rush Limbaugh died in Celebrate. I was like, it was like very controversial figure, but still a legend in radio. That's all I said. Yeah.
Right.
No, nothing positive, nothing negative. I just said what I was like, a very controversial figure, but he's a legend in the radio game, man. And that's all I said.
Don't rejoice about the man dying, people. And no one's telling you that you have to mourn. Well, I'm not going to mourn him. No one's telling you have to mourn. Like no one's telling you to mourn him.
Or Limbaugh, I didn't mourn him. It's like I didn't piss on their graves either, but I didn't mourn them.
People are just weird. They are.
Only people, especially somebody who never did anything to me personally. Like if you did something personally, you might have this smoke coming. I might roast you online. I don't know. Yeah, I haven't had anybody that done something personally die. So I don't know how I'll react. But I don't know. But somebody who has been getting roasted relentlessly. Let's talk about this fucking idiot that tried to get at Dave Chappelle during his Netflix is a Joke festival. Hollywood Bowl, this fucking asshole and shit.
I'm doing my arm.
I can't even do it. That's what's funny. Look like Handyman. That's what somebody needs to put Handyman's face on. That's what, Handyman. You remember
Handyman? I saw the Ghetto Boys picture. Somebody put the Ghetto Boys picture.
Willie D posted it. That's right from the Ghetto Boys. That's like it's Willie D. I found it on his page, and that's what I was like, no, this is some funny shit. That's all I put. I got it from Willie D of the Ghetto Boys page. I don't know if he definitely was the way I saw it. It's like, Willie D was
hilarious. Oh my gosh. His arm looked like a Bart was telling us, oh, your arm has corners. Like his arm was, they fucked him up.
Let's say Handyman. Another one is remember when Martin fought Tommy Hearns? Like that. How you look like that. How his face was all fucked up. It's like, but I posted about that too. I was like, because the first stuff, the details are starting to come out, but where my mind first went, it's like two different things. It's like first the whole the trans shit that because like Dave Chappelle made some trans jokes and shit, so I thought it was attached to that. Combined with Will Smith and Chris Rock said, okay, like it's okay to assault comedians and this comedian says some trans shit I don't like. So that's what. But I don't think it was any of that. I think dude was just a nut. Like the more I'm reading about the story and shit. Yeah.
And then when I read, did you actually see the video when he attacked him?
I
watched the video. Yeah, I watched it, and I was like,
the aftermath.
The way he just rushed it or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then allegedly, like I said, I don't know how true it is, but they was like allegedly afterwards, they're like Chris and Dave was like roasted it like afterwards, that they were laughing.
Chris Rock had the line of the night. He's like,
was that
Will Smith? It's like that's
he's so silly. No, but they said that after.
Like, yeah, and then Dave's like, he piggybacked on what I said. Hey, was that a trans man? It's like he was like, But
the thing that I heard, they was like after all that, like backstage behind everything, they said allegedly. Like if I say allegedly, I'm just saying this. Allegedly, they said that Dave was like, well, hell, at least it was like Will Smith and you. He was like, it was some homeless dude who released it.
Also, allegedly, I haven't been able to confirm. Allegedly, it was like because there's a lot of celebrities in the building on this. They said that allegedly, Busta Rhymes, Jamie Foxx,
Rush,
Jon Stewart, all like got shots in on the dude. Like,
I can see Jon Stewart with some
love backstage just to see that, like Jamie Foxx and like Jon Stewart.
I can see Jon Stewart whipping some ass. I can see him whipping some ass, Jon Stewart. I could.
Have you ever seen Jon Stewart whoop somebody's ass?
On weed.
Classic Chappelle and Jon Stewart.
Love that movie. Hilarious.
But yeah, like they said, Busta Rhymes, Jon Stewart, and Jamie.
And Busta, I could never see Busta.
They were all part of the entourage that went. Like really, about 30 guys grabbed dude. Like he wasn't.
Jamie. But Jamie has the best. Jamie has the best one. Blame it on the alcohol. Just blame on the alcohol. Hey, and then Busta. I was passing the Crevassier to Jamie, and I'm blaming on the alcohol.
Jamie, he blamed on the alcohol, and Jon Stewart, he was like, backstage on weed.
On weed.
There we go.
There you go. They gonna get off. That's all they defense attorneys to present. That's all they need to present with that. With them three.
They going home.
They going home. No, but that idiot, like, because initially when I first saw it, I was like, damn.
I forgot. It's Isaiah something. I forgot.
This is my reaction. Initially I was like, okay. I said, so now where performers, they're going to have to be performing as holograms, because I was like, this is ridiculous. I said, because comedians' job is to entertain. Your job is to entertain. So as a comedian, everybody's not going to like your joke. Everybody's not going to agree with the jokes that you say. However, this is what you do. If you don't, boo, you can do that. Or if you're easily triggered, keep your sensitive ass at home. If you're easily triggered, just stay at home. No one wants you to get on. No one wants to see that. No one wants to see you getting on stage to arrest somebody. No one wants to see that. Keep your ass at home. Stop it. Like, I mean, the rest of us that we're just coming out of quarantine. This is the first year that feels like somewhat back to normal. So like, we're trying to get back to normal.
2021 was kind of weird still. It
was still weird.
Some people were out, but like a lot of people weren't and shit. It was
because I wasn't out really last year. I wasn't. I'm more out this year. I'm out this year, but
I'm definitely out this year.
Yeah, I was not out last year. I was not. I was like, okay, I was still like, I was still a little restricted. But it's like, you gotta, like, we're trying to get back to normal. We're trying to get back to normal, the new normal, basically. We're trying to get back to it. We're trying to, okay, festivals are back. Yeah, we can, here's people. We can reach out and touch people now, okay? And then these idiots want to do stuff like that. And then from what I read, they said that the reason why he attacked Dave Chappelle is because his grandmother's building is, because Dave asked him backstage, like, what was that about? And he said that his grandmother's building was like she's being forced out of her apartment or something. I think like the rent control, it's not rent, whatever. It's like his grandmother is about to lose her apartment or something, because we know that is a real thing. Like, people are getting forced out of their homes because we know that happens. Unfortunately, it does. It happens.
Isaiah Lee is this fucking asshole's name too.
But it's like, what is Dave Chappelle? Like, I mean, so you attacking Dave Chappelle?
No Name Trapper is his rap name. I'm definitely looking his music. I'm sure.
No Name Trapper. Okay.
I'm definitely looking his.
Well, music. You just got famous now. Now you're famous.
I'm definitely looking his music up. Yeah, I'm sure he sucks. I don't even have to listen. Just looking at his picture, he looks like he sucks to me.
Like the guy who ran over the people in Wisconsin. His
yeah,
music was terrible.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Shit down
there. Yeah, he was awful. He was awful.
But
how? Like, just stop doing stuff. Like
so hopefully, like this sent a huge message because dude got knocked the fuck out. It's like
you get on the stage, you're gonna get these hands. So you're gonna get them.
Will Smith shit was gonna work. It's like so now it's like nope. So now like the dude because he got his ass handed to him. So like hopefully,
like they said,
anybody that got any ideas down the line about attacking a comedian, hopefully they'll see this group.
And Dave Chappelle did a whole skit about that when keeping it real goes wrong. Whole skit.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen? Like, to many people have held Dave as the GOAT now. A lot of people.
Some people have called him the GOAT, and a lot of people have him on their Mount Rushmore.
On Mount Rushmore. Like I said, at the very least, he's on Mount Rushmore if he's not your GOAT.
If he's not
most people have him on Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, top 4 or 5 ever to do it.
Most people have him up there. So you going to attack him? Just dumb.
But I think we can get ready to wind down. I got a couple of hot takes. Let's do a rapid fire style. Like what?
Yeah, we can rapid fire.
Rapid fire. What you got, kid?
The Warriors last night.
It was like a 20 or 30 point blowout. Somewhere.
Yeah, they beat the shit out of Memphis. They did beat the shit out of Memphis last night.
For the knee injury, I don't have any details on that.
I fell asleep near the end because I just like after I realized I was like, oh, they up by like 30. I went to sleep. You know, West Coast games be long, they be late. So after I saw, they was like, okay, this is
been a physical shit because like game 1 is like you had the Draymond incident, yeah. In game 2, Dylan Brooks fouled Gary Payton, and then this one, the Ja Morant knee injury. Like every game, somebody's gonna get hurt in this fucking series. Like,
I didn't even see that, man. Hoping Ja's all right because he's the truth.
He left out of he never came back either. So I don't have any I don't know the extent of the damage, but he definitely had a knee injury. Yeah, you saw the frustration in his face too. Like so cats know like when it's serious. He's like
you can see the
So like hopefully it's nothing too serious. He might just maybe sit out a couple of games and then be back. Whatever. It
is heating up. These playoffs are getting interesting. Like this second round is proven to be like, I mean, like my thing is if the second round's like this good, then what's the conference finals and what's the finals going to look like? So it's going to be it's going to be something.
I'm gonna skip those rapid fires. We're just gonna rap then. But yeah, we'll end on a playoff note. Yeah, like the Bucks Celtics series that's gotten good.
Yeah.
Embiid, he's back, so like he's fighting like you're gonna have to wrap that dude in duct tape. It's like
you're gonna have to.
He got a hand injury, he got a
mask on.
It's like but he's still playing. So nobody can ever talk about Embiid's injury history ever again, because that's one thing early in his career. Like he missed his first 2 seasons because of injury, but like now he's earning this shit. It's like he's going out there battle tested now. So like
orbital, tibia, whatever.
Battle tested, damn it, So that series is good. Phoenix and Dallas, that's probably the weakest out of the 4 series. And even that's not terrible, but I'll say that's the
weakest. But somebody has to be out of it. Somebody has to be. Well,
I think that's it. Not another damn podcast. You ready to wrap this thing up? Definitely appreciate you supporting episode 258, right? I got it this time.
58. Yeah, 58.
Support us further. You know what to do. Give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Some on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha?
Hey, Tasha.
YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. Also, follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. You know how to get at me.
You can check me out, MSIMA8626 on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Also, SCR8GULLEY1 on Twitter, SCR8GULLEY7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page. Check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs, and for your video production needs, check out straightgullyproductions.com.
Hopefully you enjoy your Mother's Day and enjoy yourself. Any idea what y'all gonna do, or you just stay surprised?
Gonna go and eat. Go on and get some dinner real quick.
Kind of keep it there. Heard
Yeah,
it all.
keep it there.
Her Ari was chipping in, so that's what's up. Yeah.
Yes, Ari wants to take me out. This is her thing. I want to take mommy out and spend my money. Okay.
Hey, there it is. So, Mother's Day to all the moms. Do your thing. And I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.
I'm gone.